Hello everyone, I am SS the Showstopper. For those who are passing through, for those who are seeing my channel or my videos for the first time, welcome. Thank you very much for your ears, for giving me a subscription, for giving me a like. Thank you so much, and I do hope that you join my channel and participate in the comment section. Now, this is something very interesting that I want to speak on, okay? I don't want you to judge me or attack me, okay? This is coming from a man's perspective, okay? It's coming from a man's perspective. So I was having this discussion with a very close friend of mine, a very, very close friend of mine. Oh God, he's going to be upset because he knows he's going to know it's him. Anywho, I told him that I was going to speak on this topic, but I was trying to find what angle to take it from, okay? So I was having this discussion with a friend and I decided to ask him a particular question. My question to him was, why is it that a man who is married, right? If he decides to step out of his marriage and date someone else, not a fling, not something, dating someone else. Say, let's say, yes, he's an adulterer. He commits adultery. He's cheating. Yes, he's cheating. He has in having extramarital affair. So why is it that when a guy decides to step out of his relationship or out of his marriage and see someone else, why is it that the person who he's seeing, why does he treat them so much better than a guy who is single that a girl would meet? Why is it that the guy who is married happens to treat the girl so much better in most cases? Because we all know you will find shitty people in everything. But I'm just talking on a grand scale. Why is it that the guy, when he decides to step out, the girl who is with, why is it that he treats her so much better than a guy who is single? And it was a very interesting response that he gave. However, he said to me, ladies, I hope you listen this, and I hope gentlemen out there who are single, I hope you listen, because it's a very interesting response. You know, he said to me, and I'm going to quote him verbatim. Okay, one thing I'm good at is memory. So he said to me that the reason for this is the guy who is married already have the instinct of a protector and a provider. The guy who is married, he has the instinct of a protector and a provider. He would have already know what responsibility is like, and he chose to purpose in himself to take on such responsibility. So upon taking on the responsibility of marriage and having a family and stuff like that, he is known that within himself that someone is depending on him, or many people, if he has children with his wife, are depending on him. And so he makes certain to be there for them. He makes certain, whether it be a job, whether it be business, whatever it is that he's doing, he makes certain that he's there also in presence for them, even if he's an absentee person, providing that he's overseas working or somewhere. He always makes certain that he's present in their life and being a protector and also a provider somewhat, even while absent. So he knows within himself his duty as a husband, as a father, and he decides to accept that duty and responsibility. Now, when he meets someone else on the outside and stuff like that, if it can be, he's a nice person, great personality and stuff like that, very attractive female, he decided that, okay, he's going to talk to her, he's going to date her. She would have been given the same treatment. She would have been given similar treatment because he knows within himself that's who he is and that's how he represents himself as a man and as a husband. So at the end of the day, a female outside who respects him, who is attracted to him also or care about him also, he's going to be that type of individual, that same protector and provider for her. He's also going to be a loving and caring individual. And that's just how it is. A guy who is single doesn't necessarily understand or respect responsibility, and that's why he will move around. And because of such, whether he's a father or such, or he's taking care of his child, at the end of the day, if he meets a girl and he's single, he meets a girl, he's not interested in taking her single because he doesn't share that mind frame of responsibility that he decides that he wants to take on. He sees her as something that he can just touch and go and, move on to the next individual, and that's his way of life. And so he becomes very uncaring, disrespectful, rude, and he has no business whatsoever in the realm of being a protector or provider for that female, or to be serious with her straight up until marriage. And that's why it's so difficult for a female who is single to find a loving and caring partner versus if she was seeing someone who was already taken in marriage, at some point it has somewhat of a longer, there's some sort of standard or structure that's there that holds her to that individual. Listen, we all know that a married person cannot make any commitment to you while marrying to someone else. We understand that. That's not what he was saying. He was just showing you the dynamics when it comes to the differences between a person who is married, seeing someone else, and a guy who is just single. So I asked him the question. I said to him that you are opening up a can of worms right now, because one would wonder, if the guy is single and he's not planning to take anybody serious or anything like that, why not just get a prostitute? Why not get a prostitute? Why not hire someone? Because they always come and boast about, they can get a go-go or they can get a prostitute. So why would they want to take on the responsibility of taking care of you, getting your hair done, your nails done, buying clothes, buying food, taking care of your bills and all of that, when they can easily hire a prostitute? Guys tend to love to shove that in women's face, especially guys who are single. So I asked the question, why don't they just go to a prostitute? His response was, listen carefully, his response was, men say a lot of things, but the reality of it is that if he's going to get a prostitute is not going to come and wash his clothes. A prostitute is not going to cook for him. A prostitute is not going to do all those kind of things. If he wants a bill to be paid and he can ask you to go and pay a bill for him, whether he's giving you the money to pay the bill or you are using your money, the fact is that he can ask you to do errands for him. He can ask you to take care of certain things for him and you will fully do it. While on the contrary, a prostitute is not going to do it. She may very well be a thief, because she's doing the last thing in the book, which is selling her body. Now, this is me paraphrasing, right? I'm not going verbatim this time. It's paraphrasing. So I'm just basically adding to what he said. No, so with the prostitute, you have to pay her for her time and she leave. That's it. If you want a second round, you're going to have to pay for a second round. With a female, a normal female, or so that he would be a potential girlfriend, boyfriend type of courting and stuff like that, he's going to have to look after her needs, whether it's going to help to take care of a bill, whether it's going to help her in her aesthetics, whether her hair, nails, whatever the case may be, pay a car note for her, whatever bills is it that she has, and good sex and all of that. Then not only that, she can wash for him, she can cook for him, it's an exchange. But he doesn't want he wants all of that. He wants to have his cake and eat it. So he knows that there's this girl that he can get sex from, that can wash his clothes, that can do his laundry, I should say, that can cook, that can do all of the cleanest place for him, do domestic work. He can ask her to pay a bill, he can ask her to take care of this and that for him. You understand me? And he can dump her the next minute. She's disposable. He can get rid of her when he feels like, okay, he has reached the end of his road and he doesn't want to continue with her anymore. So he just gets someone else. So what the guy single basically is doing is manipulation. He's turning tricks to get what he wants. So he gives you the sense of permanence that, okay, you will come here, you will do this and you will do that for me, you will be here and stuff like that, and I give you as I go along, and then I just get rid of you. You're doing more than one. On the contrary, with a prostitute, you hire a prostitute, like I said, she's there for one service, you pay her, go. Anything else, you're going to have to come out of your pocket. She's not going to wash her clothes, she's not going to do this. So he's getting a 2-for-1 package. So that was basically what he was saying, why a guy who is married, they tend to treat the female who is cheating with a lot better than a guy who is single. So now, ladies, now you know that when men speak and they say a lot of things, they are liars. I remember my friend keeps saying that on TikTok, that men are liars. Men are liars and they're not good at it. They will say one thing, but watch their action. Their action tells you. Because if you are dating a guy and you decide that you're going to cook, you're going to clean, you're basically doing the duties of a wife. You are basically doing the duties of a wife. Now, is he going to respect you to take it further, to say that he's want to marry you, he wants to take care of you? 90% chance no, because you're already doing these things for him. So he doesn't want to make any form of commitment because he simply don't need to. Because you're going to stick around. And this is the thing that I keep saying to a lot of women, that when you decide to play these kind of games that men are playing and they are telling you marriage is this and marriage is foolishness and all of that kind of stuff, they want a 2-for-1 package, someone that they don't have to commit to, that can do all the things of a wife, and then they dispose of you when they please, until, you know, they do their 10-15 year prison sentence with you and sail off into the sunset, break up with you 3 months later and marry someone else. That's how they do it. But the point I'm trying to make is that with a guy who is married, he's most likely, if he really into you, he most likely not going to traverse the relations between you and him like that. He's there. He's more caring. He's there. He's a reliable person. You understand me? He's also a trustworthy individual. You can confide in. You can tell him things. You understand me? And he will keep it because he would have had that mentality of responsibility, that fiber that make it a man. You understand me? I don't know how it's going to go. I don't know how it's going to go. But it seems that the picking among men are very poor. Hence the video that I just did. The picking of among men are extremely poor, and you will find men who are already committed, are the ones who women tend to be going for, because it's not that you can't find a husband for yourself. It's just that you can't find a person with the quality, a person who wants to marry and commit. And that's the thing. A lot of men are not interested in committing because there lies another woman. There lies another woman who is interested to do all the things out the book and inside the book for him with no commitment, simply because she's getting some cash. And so he's not going to see the need to want to commit to you. He would have to love you and care about you and decide that this is someone. Or maybe you have a lot of money, you're rich as a woman, or your beauty is very unusual, and so he decides that he's going to put you as a trophy and decide that he's going to marry you and make you a wife. You understand me? Otherwise, from that, you're not going to find men going out there and want to marry women or want to commit. Most of the cases that we're seeing around the woman is making a lot of dough. You understand me? So it takes the burden off him, wherein he can borrow money from her, he can drive her vehicle, he can do all of these kind of things. So he'll be prompt to marry her and marry her soon because he sees an opportunity. That's how a lot of these things are going right now. And so that's the reason you'll find a guy, like I said, who is married, that is, you know, deciding that it's easier for him to take care of another female and to make her comfortable and make her happy around him, rather than a guy who is single. You understand me? So that's the story I have to say. Don't blame me. I'm only the messenger. I'm either here or there with it. You understand me? I just felt the need to ask the question, and I said I want to structure it because I wanted to hear a lot of people's opinion, especially men opinion. That's why I posed it to guys. And I picked his own because it was rather very interesting, rather than what the others had said. And so I just decided to bestow the information onto you people so you can discuss it and, you know, let me know what you think about it. Thank you so much for your time. Thank you guys for subscribing. Thank you to all the persons who decide to support me. Thank you so much. Enjoy your day. God bless you. Bye-bye.